This episode of the Boss Rush Podcast is brought to you by, well, you. If you want to support the Boss Rush Network and our family of podcasts, head on over to our Patreon at patreon.com/BossRushNetwork. Thanks for your continued support. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Boss Rush Podcast, a great place to play games and be better. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Derrick, and alongside me, as always, is the PC muscle race himself, LeRon Dawkins.
Hi.
Hi, LeRon.
My friend's not here.
I know. Your weekly man crush is not here. I'm sorry.
I was talking about Stephanie. What's going on?
No, that's not what you meant. We know what you meant. We know you want the white chocolate known as Matthew Keel. Okay.
Okay. Fine. Yes, I do. I do. But yeah, I can also miss Stephanie at the same time. Dang you!
I know. We all miss Stephanie.
God, you just made me look like an ass. And she's gonna listen to this later. And she's gonna be like, "Oh,
no." Your text message in the group chat made you look like an ass.
Hold on. I did not reply anything in that one. So like, whatever she's thinking, that's on her.
Nobody's thinking anything. We all miss Stephanie.
No,
we all miss Matt. We all miss our friends.
I already texted Matt that I already miss him. Can't wait to see him later.
I like how Matt has had my phone number for like 8 years, and he still messages me in Discord. It's cool though, Matt. It's cool. I get it.
I guess we'll have a conversation in After Dark, huh?
I mean, yeah, we're gonna have something. Speaking of something, also here is PK Power Pat Klein.
I miss my friends as well.
Yes.
I miss Kimchika. I miss Lala. I miss all those really cool peeps. Roger.
Roger, yes.
Then you inviting everyone over to the Power Block side instead of the Boss Rush
Why
side?
is everybody calling it Power Block lately? Oh my gosh.
Power Block? What,
yeah,
what
you're
did I miss?
You're the fourth person I've heard this week call it Nintendo Power Block.
Because my pronunciation sucks.
It's POW Block, like the POW block in Mario that spawns all the coins.
Stop deterring my question. Why are all the cool people going to that one?
I don't know. Ed finally got off his ass and started inviting people onto the show. I don't know.
Oh. Well, why aren't you getting off your ass inviting people to the show?
I am. We have guests lined up the next 3 weeks.
Really?
Also, I've invited Matt on 3 weeks in a row.
And I appreciate you for that, Corey.
I know you do. I know. That's why I'm here.
My man crush in peace, huh? Can't I do that? Like, no. Why are you making it awkward?
No. You're just getting my sloppy seconds, LeRon.
Hey, you know what? you know what? It is the year 2024. Like, sloppy seconds can be an in thing, you know.
I mean, it's got to be someone's fetish.
Someone's got to be in there second, right? Oh, God. How are you guys? Are you guys having a good week?
Absolutely not.
Oh.
The more weeks the show goes by, the more and more it's becoming just After Dark light.
I mean, yeah. I mean, at some point, LeRon, we're just gonna merge the two shows at some point, and it's just gonna be a 3.5 hour video game fuck fest. I don't know what it's called. Oh man!
But you know what? For the people who are definitely like, what's going on? What's going on? Why didn't he do a thing? Hey, everyone, what's popping?
Hi, LeRon.
He said the thing.
He did. But also, you said what's popping after I introduced Pat, and Pat started going into this thing about missing his friends. So now I don't know where to go from here.
It's because you guys went into that thing about missing your friends.
I do miss my friends. I miss all of my friends. My 2.5 friends.
Wait, a half? Half?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Sometimes I think Pat hates me, but that's okay.
I hate everyone. It's not just you.
Oh, okay. Well,
But I gotta love myself first, and I don't even do that.
I'm sorry.
It's cool.
I love you, Pat.
Thank
I
you.
love you
Deeply.
too, Pat.
Thank you.
I love you deeply. Deep
How-
in there.
Okay, see, now he's just being lewd.
Oh man. What a show. What a time. What a time we live in, everybody. Speaking of
That's a great
time, you can spend some time over on our Patreon, patreon.com/Boss Network, where you can support us for as little as $1 and you get shows ad-free and early every week. And you get access to our interview question thread. And you get After Dark 2 weeks early. All kinds of fun perks. Just check out the tier that's right for you. That's patreon.com/Boss Network. But remember, your viewership and listenership are enough for us. If you're watching the video, like it, subscribe to the channel, rate, review. Check out our YouTube shorts that Cordy and our social media team have been working diligently on, which I have things to share with you guys after I run through this thing. Check it all out. Like it, subscribe, share, rate, review wherever you listen or watch. We appreciate it. Check out bossrush.net, our website, where all the cool things happen. You can check it out. Shout out to Lasby. We don't shout out Lasby very often. We should. We should shout out everybody. But anyways, bossrush.net. Check out our store. Stephanie showed off her Asian and Pacific Islander shirt in the group chat. It turned out pretty nice. I'm happy it turned out nice.
You should buy a few of those and send them out to our friends at Toge.
I mean, if you want, you can do that.
I just don't know their shirt sizes.
Anyways, speaking of shirt sizes, guys, we have a social media team now. I don't know what that has to do with shirt sizes, but we have a social media team now. I'm very excited.
So we have a social media team.
Yes, I'm very excited.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Tell me more.
Yep. Cordy Yikes. Luna Rain.
Okay. Who?
And Luna Rain.
Okay.
She's on the writing team. And Yari. I met Yari, the infamous Yari.
Wait. Yari, the person that asked all those like problematic questions last week on After Dark?
Yeah, you mean the problematic questions every week? Yes. I met Yari. And now I feel very uncomfortable answering these questions because I can put a face to the name. Oh man, it's cool though. I got to tell you, Yari has some energy, man.
Yeah, she does.
She's a firecracker, man. She's gonna make it.
She's gonna
put her in a room with Cordy.
She's gonna make it, man.
Seriously, by putting her in a room with Cordy, we are asking for a spontaneous combustion.
Yeah, well, that's why Luna's there, because she's the even keel.
As if two atoms collided into each other and sparked a big bang.
I know. Gosh, imagine if they were both at PAX with us.
Hey, might happen. That might happen with West.
I know. But yeah, I'm very happy. They have free reign to do whatever they want. So if you don't want something on social media or on YouTube, don't say it. Oh man. But yeah, I'm very excited. There's a lot of cool stuff coming out of there right now. And
that's good. You know what? That's good that we have a social media team.
Yeah, we've needed one for a while. And they've got a lot of
forever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for a while. That's what I said.
Yeah.
For a while. And I'm glad they're doing it. They've got a lot of great ideas and there's a lot of cool stuff. I don't know if you guys have been watching the TikTok videos or the yeah, we have a TikTok now. Well, we have had one, but it actually has content on it now.
Just in time before it gets banned.
Yep. We're going to be all banned from China. What else was I saying here? So we have that. We have a Snapchat too, for some reason, because people still use it, I guess. We have all kinds of social media platforms, so go check them out. At Boss Rush Network, everywhere. everywhere. So, yeah, our YouTube shorts are doing really well. 407 views, 313 views, 428 views, 672 views. Man, killing it. Anyways, speaking of killing it, let's kill this list of games that we've been playing. I'm still playing Final Fantasy VII, and I'm still not getting anywhere, and it's incredibly frustrating, and I want to hurt myself. But
It's okay. You're already doing a great job with that.
Thanks.
Hurting yourself.
Thanks. I try. I also played Lawnmower Simulator this weekend, and not the video game.
Lawnmower Simulator?
Yeah, not the video game. The real life lawnmower broke.
Oh.
We used it 3 times, and it broke. 3 times. And our yard isn't that big. We live on like maybe half an acre at the largest. And yeah, it died. So I did that for like 7 hours this weekend, so that was fun. But other than that, I haven't been playing much, mostly because I'm like busy. And I'm trying to figure out what I want to play next because I am incredibly done with Final Fantasy VII. And
now whose fault is that?
It's mine.
Mm-hmm.
But LeRon, I have to finish it.
Pat and I warned you well ahead of like the point of no return.
I'm aware.
You're like, hey, maybe you should do the remake instead of the original.
I told you I have to beat Final Fantasy VII and Crisis Core before I start remake.
No, you do Crisis Core after.
Pat,
no.
Yeah,
he's not.
Don't tell him anything. Don't tell him anything. He's like a hard-headed child. You just gotta do it until he breaks his own head.
Yep. Also,
well, if you do Crisis Core, at least do Reunion.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to play the PSP one. I'm not that dumb. I'm dumb, but I'm not that dumb. I already have it on one of these 700 platforms that I own. Although I'm very mad at Xbox right now, but we'll talk about that later. They are an upsetting company. I don't know, man. We'll get to it in the topic. I don't want to burn my energy right now because I have a lot to say about this, and yeah.
See, I knew when that bullshit happened that I was like, oh, this is gonna dominate this week's boss.
Did you see what happened today? Did you see what Matt Booty said today?
Yeah, we'll talk about it. Talk about it later, okay?
Okay. LeRon, what are you playing?
Yes, I did see what he said. We'll talk about it later.
I have not seen what he says, so I'm about to go to the internet and find out.
No, LeRon, say what you're playing first.
I'm playing Tekken.
I want a live reaction from you on what Matt Booty said today.
Okay, fine, you got it.
Let's just say what he said was booty.
Wow, I'm sure he hasn't heard that joke before.
But it's booty. It's so rank. It's booty.
God. I'm playing Tekken 8, of course. An actual patch just dropped today that was supposed to introduce nerfs and buffs to characters. It didn't nerf or buff all characters. It nerfed characters that they felt needed to be nerfed, and buff characters felt needed to be buffed, and some people just did not get any changes and whatnot. I have not played that new patch as of yet though, because today was the day from hell from work, and I came home and took a nap.
Nice. Naps are cool.
Yes,
after the last time I had one.
Yeah, but I took the power nap. So I took a 20-minute nap.
Nice. And, look at you.
I took that nap that feels like you fell into an abyss.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm playing Tekken 8. I have not seen any new stuff, so I'll let you know as things progress. Back on my Monster Hunter World Iceborne shit. Like I was telling Pat earlier that I've been introducing new mods into it, and I've also been modding like existing mods and stuff, and like changing like quality of life stuff, which I'm pretty sure somebody's gonna be out there. Oh, he's cheating,
No,
but
he's
whatever.
hacking,
I'm
okay?
hacking. I'm
Just like
hacking.
what you do with the monster parts, you hack them. He's doing that
Yes.
with the game.
Yeah. 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 I finally got past the redo of Zora Magdaros. It took a lot of me just like grumpalumping, to finally get the energy to fight that mission. And so yeah, it's done now. So now I'm actually into the next portion of the game, like what's called the high rank portion of the game. Yeah, it's still fun.
The
And
G rank.
that's what I'm waiting for.
Oh.
I'm waiting to get into master rank.
Okay. I just remember it was always called G or something.
Yeah, G rank, which they still never explain what the G was for. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just sounded cool.
And I installed and tried to start up Front Mission 2 remake. I don't know why I'm slurring my words. It's probably because I still need a nap. I installed and started up Front Mission 2, but I haven't gotten far enough into it to like say anything really good about it. And by that I mean I just have not played enough, to pass any judgment on it yet.
Have they
I do
patched
know,
it up
like,
yet?
that's what I'm trying to find out, because like when the Switch version came out, it was a mess. It
That's
was a
what I
mess.
heard.
It didn't look like it was translated, or wait, what do they call it? It's transliterated correctly or whatnot and stuff like that. This one, the few minutes that I saw of it, that before I decided to take a nap, I didn't notice anything wrong with the dialogue yet, but that doesn't mean that that's not wrong,
Mm-hmm.
Fair.
Yeah, and yeah, so just more like art, well, not art, tactical mech like beatdowns.
Bro, we gotta introduce you to Krieg's Front Tactics. The
What is
Toge.
that?
It is Toge's front mission game.
Yeah, I'm shocked you don't know what it is.
No, I've never heard of this.
It's like it's literally like
What's it
if
called?
Krieg's Front Tactics.
Is that KR?
K. Krieg.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
yep.
Front.
Yeah, it's not out yet, but they should have a demo, I believe.
Oh, it's not out yet.
And if they don't have a demo, then they have a mech custom creator.
Yeah.
Krieg's Front
We actually met the producer at
Tactics
PAX.
on Steam.
One of them.
I must turn on the ROG Ally. There's a demo.
You're welcome.
Oh, yes, thank you, Pat. I love you, Pat.
I'll direct that love to Toge,
Hmm.
because they love us and we love them.
We love Toge.
You guys met them at PAX?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, no, we actually talked to Chris on a spotlight. He's the
Yeah.
founder of Toge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like this is his dream game, Krieg's Front.
Reach out. We want to have them on the show. I want to have them on the show.
I 100% agree.
Krieg's Front Tactics is a procedural turn-based mecha tactics game, RPG set in an alternate 1970s during the end of a conflict in Southeast Asia. Wonder which one that was. Where you play as a commander of a mech squad sent behind enemy lines. Build your mech squad, complete missions, and survive the front another day. All right. Yes, sir. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm downloading that demo now. I will report back on this.
Will report back, he says.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't believe you didn't know about that, LeRon.
No, I didn't know that.
That shocks me.
Oh crap! When does Monster Hunter Stories come out? Oh, the 14th. Okay, I got a little bit.
Yeah,
14th.
You got a good month.
I'm gonna rebuy it. Like it's been a long time since I played it. But this is just kicking me in the ass because I need to play and beat Stories too.
It's like, do I want to buy that on the PlayStation? I mean, do you think it's going to look better on the PlayStation?
Well, here
it's a 3DS game though.
Well, I mean, it's remastered.
Yeah, it's a remastered 3DS, but then you also have the combination with 2. and this is the first time 2 is going to be on the PlayStation. So it's like, do I go for the PlayStation?
Wait, 2 is also coming to play. 2 is also coming.
Yeah, there's a
the
bundle
combo.
even.
Yeah, the combo pack is coming to PlayStation, I think.
I did not know that.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would say get it on PlayStation.
I would say
Because I'm
do
getting
what
it for
you
Rogue
want.
Ally.
Mhm.
Do what you want, man.
Do
Get
what
it.
I want.
I'm gonna wishlist Creeks for attack.
Get it all.
I don't know what I want.
Get it all. Get it all in there. Stuff it in.
Oh.
You'll be happy you did.
Monster-sized proportions.
I'm excited to play 1. I really liked 2. I didn't finish it though. It's a game that it's on my list to go back to. I have a lot of games on my list that I need to go back to or start or even just go to. Not go back to, just go to,
Remember
gotta
when
go
this
to
was
them.
supposed to be the year of the backlog?
Yeah, remember when I was gonna play games this year?
Hey, technically, I'm in the year of my backlog. Like, I actually what was the most recent game I beat? That was a backlog game.
Speaking of
Donkey
backlog,
Kong?
Okay, maybe not that back of a backlog. Okay, what was the game I beat before that? Like, no, I beat a backlog game this year. I just can't remember which one it
You
was.
did. I don't remember what it was.
I don't remember what it was either.
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna circle back and play Monster Hunter Stories 2.
Nice.
Mhm.
Nice.
Since I've already played and beaten Monster Hunter Stories, like I just can't retroactively say I beat that one when it comes out on the 14th.
I don't
That's fine.
Yeah. I don't know.
Sure you can.
Yeah.
Sure
If
you
it's
can.
not like I'd say if it's a remaster,
But
that
hey,
can almost be a retroactive.
Yeah.
but hey,
Who cares?
that's why I have these.
I know. I
Look at those.
want the Monster Hunter amiibos
Maybe
really bad.
maybe I should. No, I'm not getting them for the Switch. I know these amiibos
Don't get
work
them
on it though.
Don't get them for the Switch. You're gonna regret it. You are gonna regret it.
I know
Normal people would not, but you would.
Mhm.
Telling you.
Corey, you know me so well.
I know you inside and out.
He wants to know you inside.
Listen, man.
Just don't look out your window. It's fine.
You're trying to make Matt jealous. What's going on here?
Jealous? You can join us. Why not?
Ah,
Well, speaking about making people jealous, I got cool things that came in the mail recently.
Nobody asked you.
Well,
Oh, that-
fuck you too. I'm gonna hijack.
oh, that's all saucy.
I know.
First up, Castlevania Advanced Collector's Edition. It's
Pull
a
it back a little.
shadow box.
Pull
Can't
it back
see.
a little. It's
You're too
blurry.
close.
Pull it back.
I think that's just Zencaster.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. With the picture of Soma Cruz on it.
Cool.
This is that big old box collection that's got a whole bunch of things in it. Alternate Castlevania collection cover sheets, oversized GBA collector's box, classic silver box with metallic ink, shadow box, steelbook, hand-drawn GBA maps, reversible poster, keychains, lithographs, 20 dual setup system cards, and a comprehensive 3-disc soundtrack.
Nice.
All in one box.
Awesome.
Yep. And after almost 3-4 years of waiting, we got Eiyuden Chronicles, the 100 Heroes.
Oh, did the
This is
Switch
the
version
one.
ship
Wait,
finally?
Huh?
this is the one that came out previously. Like, this is not the new one, right?
No, this is the new one.
Oh, this is the new one.
Yeah, the new one technically
finally.
came out a couple weeks ago, but the Switch version got held up. And technically, the Switch version still doesn't come out till May 21st. But because I was a backer, I get it a little earlier. That's right. All the wonderful things that I thought was going to be a privilege of being a backer, such as a physical edition, which they got bought out by an actual publisher, and so they decided to make all those things available. Well, you know what? Here it is. My contribution to the game. That's why I have the show for it.
Nice.
Yep. Anyways, games I've been playing, I picked up the Endless Ocean Luminous game.
Mm,
The
sounds
game
nice.
that a lot of people are like, there's not a whole lot to do in this game.
I
But
don't
you
know.
know
I
what?
think I think friend of show Shane Kelly would argue with you.
Well, you know what? I would actually argue with him on his probably point of view because I actually really like the game.
Well, I think he likes it. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I also really like the game. It just seems like it was the mass media that decided, hey, let's shit on the game because all it is exploring an ocean and scanning fish.
Hmm.
Okay, so break it down for us, Pat, because like in all honesty, like from what I saw, I was like the internet's not impressed with this game, so I was there. I was already not impressed with the game because like this is
Mhm.
just not my type of game to begin with. But I saw the internet was not impressed with this game, and it cemented my whole my whole thing about it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this is a very chill game. This isn't supposed to be like go around and find random things to do. This is literally, it randomly generates a giant ocean map for you on
Uh-huh.
like a grid based system. And you just go around and you swim and you see the fish and you scan the fish and you look through your catalog of scanned fish and you continue to explore the various regions
Hmm.
of your ocean and
Mhm.
see what other new species of fish that you can find. But it's got a nice chill soundtrack. It's just got a nice chill vibe. Like there isn't anything super tedious or like, I guess, like thought provoking. You just go around and you scan fish. And for some reason, I'm finding it very
So wait,
zen and peaceful.
it's like Pokemon Snap except it's the ocean.
Yes, and you have full control over how, the direction that you go into.
Okay.
But yeah, it's got
Okay, it
over
doesn't
like
sound that.
500.
It sounds
Yeah,
like a very relaxing game. It doesn't sound that bad.
yeah, no, I mean it's got a story mode in it, but the story is like blocked off by how many scans you take, and some of the scan requirements can start getting pretty large. But to be perfectly honest, the whole point of the game is just to explore your ocean and scan the fish and keep exploring. Maybe find some salvage on the ground, just like little trinkets and stuff. And then once you clear that ocean, awesome. You know, restart a new map, and it could have a whole set of different fish and different little like biomes in your ocean. Like it could have like some ruinous castles and ruins, or it could be a glacier, or it could be kelp forests, or just plain old straight open water. Like it's got several different kind of ocean like biomes, and you get to see some really cool fish, or
Okay.
even dinosaurs. If there's a lot of those, like old extinct fish, and they are kind of freaky to see.
Hmm.
Yeah. But
Nice.
yeah, no, this game isn't for everyone. I can definitely tell you that. It is a super chill game. Just something
Nice.
that you can put on, waste some time, relax, listen to the really nice soundtrack in the background, and scan some fish.
Nice.
Yep.
All right.
And then I also picked up another game called Picross Lagiart Grimoire. Another game
Ooh.
in the long running Picross series by Nintendo or Jupiter. And it's
Pete
this is
Cross, man.
yeah. If you know Picross, it is a picture crossword. They give you numbers on the sides of the square grid, and that indicates what boxes in the grid that you can fill to create a picture. What makes this game different from other Picross games is that you have to use the puzzles that you create to combine them with other puzzles to make a brand new puzzle.
Hmm.
So, what that means, for example, is say you have a stick. Say also, one of the other items you have is a thing of iron. Put those together, and all of a sudden, you now, created a puzzle that will form a hammer. So
Hmm.
it's like alchemy with the puzzles that you created to unlock
Interesting.
new puzzles. So instead of just giving you set puzzles to do, you just makes you think one step further and combine completed puzzles to make another puzzle. it's got a very annoying navigation character, but it's you can kind of skip through his dialogue. Other than
Fair.
that, it's another Picross game and another game that helps me process like very bad days or weeks where I get honestly, I'm not gonna lie. This week has made me really turned off on video games.
Yeah.
And I've seriously like even contemplated like what if I just give up the habit or just get rid of everything but Nintendo?
I know. I thought about the same thing this week too.
Yeah. Like I didn't want to play anything like Stellar Blade or any of my other action games. I just wanted something freaking chill. So I've been playing Endless Ocean or Picross all like at least this half of the week because I just don't want to think about anything else video game related. Give me
Yeah.
my comfort.
Yeah. This has been a really strange week for games. I mean, really strange, like 2 years, but I'm trying to
This
keep it
week
focused.
just like yeah,
Yeah, man.
even 2 weeks. Like seriously, what the hell are both Xbox and Sony thinking?
Well, Sony course corrected.
Well, they course, yeah, a little bit, but still, it's
Yeah, but
it's
that doesn't mean that this isn't the direction they're going in the next game, right?
yeah. I mean, they already said that the Ghost of Tsushima game, their multiplayer will require the PSN.
Well, they had said that from the beginning, though, and
Yeah,
technically they said at the beginning for Helldivers too, but because of the situation going on with like when the game first came out, like they suspended it.
yeah.
Here's what I know. Well,
Here's what I know.
okay. Here's what I think. Because that way, like they can crucify me for having an opinion they don't like, but they definitely can't come at me for being wrong if I say here's what I know. So here's what I
No, they
think.
will. They will.
I know they will. I know they will because it's the internet. Internet culture is
Welcome
the
to the
best,
internet,
guys.
Yep.
where everyone's nice and your opinion always matters.
Yeah. Okay, so Sony's doing what all these other companies do. They're using their properties and making sure you're linked to their ecosystem. I mean, like shit, like I mean, we've seen this before, like Ubisoft and Uplay and all that bullshit, right? Like every game has an internal launcher at this point, right? I guarantee you, when Konami starts filming themselves, they will have their own fucking launcher. So it is what it is, right? Stuff like that. So like I personally, I am not that bent out of shape about it. Because I already exist in the PlayStation ecosystem. Like if I'd gotten Helldivers, I would have linked my PlayStation account anyway. As a matter of fact, I make sure to link my PlayStation, my Xbox, and my Steam account, all the time anyway. It's just
Mhm.
it's just one less headache I have to deal with later and stuff like that. So like the people who were pissed off just to be pissed off about it, I don't understand you guys. Now the people who were cut out of over 170 territories because PlayStation Network does not exist, that I'm with you guys on. Like that I understand because like they allowed the game to be sold on Steam and then looped you into this thing to where like you're not going to be able to play it unless you're hooked into PlayStation Network. But then they didn't think for a second, like this game's been sold in all these territories that PlayStation PSN is not at. And if someone signs up in a different region, which I know people do, they do it all the time. That's how I was able to get like PT, you know, for a while, you know.
Mhm.
Then you violate your terms of service, which means you can get banned. And not only will they ban you on the account that was violated, they'll ban you on all your accounts. So they find out who you really are, stuff like
Yep.
that. So Sony, I'm not sure. I don't think it was Sony proper that did this. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it was a general consensus. I think it was like the data collection team. Like the people who want to say like this many people are subscribed for PSN, this many people are subscribed for PlayStation Plus, this many people are subscribed for like Sony Online Networks. That part of Sony, it was definitely the left hand didn't know what the right hand was doing. because like if everybody knew what was going on, they would have realized immediately that hey, like you just cut off an entire portion of our player base. And like bravo Steam for like giving people refunds, because that actually went back to Sony's pocketbook. So actions have consequences.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous.
So there's a LeRon-ism about this whole Helldivers thing. Now, expanding back to Ghost of Tsushima for whatnot, whatnot. Like, come on, guys! Like, you should have saw that shit coming. I mean, anyone that played Spider-Man, like the Spider-Man of Miles Morales on the Steam version, like they encouraged you to either link your PSN account or sign up for PSN, and you got perks out of that. Come on. This is nothing that has not happened before, so I don't understand. But then again, all I do is play video games and get on a podcast and talk about them. I occasionally write about them sometimes.
Yep. That's what we do. We talk about games sometimes,
just a little bit.
And we play them sometimes, and then we.
I mean, don't be mad because I'm smarter than you.
I mean, that's not hard to do. Everybody's smarter than me, but I'm just saying, man. I'm not smart. I just try hard. Okay, that's all I do. That's all we can ask for, right? Just to try hard. Just try hard. If you want to see how you can become a Patreon producer, head on over to patreon.com/BossRushNetwork. The Patreon producers for this month are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Christian S., Sana Dierig, Francisco Santillan, Matthew Keel, and Todd Oxtra. Thanks for your continued support of the Boss Rush Network. Speaking of trying hard, I'm trying really hard not to be mad. But what the fuck is happening at Xbox?
What the fuck is happening with the whole video game world?
I
mean, Xbox is definitely like right up there. Like, especially with the way I described it to LeRon earlier is like they have their foot already in their mouth, and they're like right now banging the knee to see how far down and it can go down their throat and maybe pop back out of their ass again.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. So
this is not the first time this year people have been asking what the fuck is happening in Xbox.
This is the third time, actually, in a major way. So for those who have been sleeping under a rock and maybe don't pay attention to Xbox or whatever, this week, as of the time of this recording, Xbox has closed 4 studios.
That was 5.
4. It was 4 today. 2 of them merged into the ZeniMax Online team. The Alpha Dog and Roundhouse both merged into ZeniMax Online, which does Elder Scrolls Online. But also, they closed Tango Gameworks, which probably made their best game in probably 3 years, I would say. Probably since Forza Horizon 5 or Halo Infinite launch, right?
Tango has not released anything that wasn't a solid game.
Yeah.
That was the most boneheaded decisions I have ever witnessed in the video gaming industry.
It gets better, LeRon. Okay. It gets better about Tango. Hold on. They also closed Arkane Austin, which I think after Redfall, people kind of assumed that was going to happen, even though they came out and said like right after Redfall launched that they weren't going to. They were actually working on a new game.
What burns me up about them closing Arkane Austin though is that like if people want to blame like the Redfall like debacle for it, like developers at Arkane Austin said that they were forced to make that game. That was not the game they wanted to make. They said that. And they didn't say that retroactively. They said that during the development cycle of the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So So, that kind of pisses me off, to a certain extent, But what really pisses me off is that people are going to say that Redfall is the reason why that studio closed. Hell, no, it's not. As a matter of fact, if I didn't know any better, I'd say this was a power play. I feel like this is a power play that was happening, before Microsoft even got involved and like bought ZeniMax Bethesda.
Yeah. I think what's happening. So before I go into what I think is happening, here's a quote from the president of Xbox first party and portfolio, Matt Booty, says, he said this today, right? After they closed Tango. We need smaller games that give us prestige and awards. He said this about and then he specifically mentions in this quote, Hi-Fi Rush specifically mentions it later on. I can't find the article where that says this. Oh, The Verge right here.
Wait a second. Was Matt Booty in the Xbox when this happened, when Hi-Fi Rush launched and stuff, or was he brand new? Wait.
Matt Booty's been there for like 12 years. He's been managing their first party since Phil Spencer took over. Where's this quote? Where's the rest of this quote? He specifically mentioned. Okay.
I'll be right back. Oh, go ahead.
Nope, that's the wrong one. No, you go ahead while I look for this, and then
I'll be right back.
Oh boy, there he goes.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. In an interview with GameWatch, a Japanese video game media outlet. No, that's Phil Spencer. Where the hell is this? I don't see Matt Booty's.
And I'm back.
Quote. Yeah, he specifically mentions Hi-Fi Rush and how they need smaller games like Hi-Fi Rush. Specifically, Matt Booty, head of Xbox Game Studios, held a town hall to discuss the division's future goals. We need smaller games that give us prestige and awards. Games like Hi-Fi Rush gives us that.
How do you spell his name?
Matt Booty, Mattbooty.
Okay, it's just like it sounds. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. And so and Aaron Greenberg, this must be an old thing, but he said Hi-Fi Rush was, quote, a breakout hit for us and our players in all key measurement and expectations.
Yeah, I don't fucking understand.
And now, you know what else? You know what else that does? That was Xbox's only foothold in Japan.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I know. Like that right there. Ooh, man.
Like,
are these people are these people even in touch with reality?
I mean, I think Xbox. Look, I love Phil Spencer. I think he's done a great job at Xbox for the most part. I think the last couple years, this leadership team has just can't figure it out. Right.
Well, Phil Spencer's part of the leadership
and it's
team,
like,
though.
I know he is. I'm saying I think it's time for some new leadership at Xbox.
Oh,
I think
okay. There it is.
I think Phil Spencer has corrected course. He's done everything he possibly can. I really think he's done everything he possibly can. And I do think there's a little bit of meddling from Satya Nadella and Microsoft as a whole.
Oh, of course.
In this. But also, you can't. They bought all these teams, right? They have. I mean, before these closures and before Toys for Bob went independent, they had 36 development studios. There's no way you can manage that. And I don't care how big of a company you are.
I told you guys this shit
I know you did.
happen.
I know you did. And like once that threshold crossed 20, I was like, they should probably stop soon. And then then they bought Bethesda. But they said they were staying as like their publishing arm was staying and their leadership was staying. I was like, okay, well, if Bethesda's just going to run Bethesda like Bethesda, then maybe, you know, Xbox's studios over here will be fine and Bethesda studios will be fine over here, right? But then they started merging, and then Pete Hines left and said some pretty, you know, interesting things, we'll say, about the Microsoft acquisition.
Uh-huh.
And then, you know, we talked to Jeff Gardner about some stuff, right? Former producer at Bethesda, you know, really intricate part of Elder Scrolls and Fallout. And then, you know, obviously he left after Fallout 76 to do something wicked. And like, I know he's very polite and very nice, especially at the time, right? Like, I mean, he said some things online that were like very warranted about the studio's closing and how, you know, sucky it was. And I don't know, you guys can go look for it, but like, the leadership at Bethesda was falling apart and leaving, and the only the only person left over there is Todd Howard, and like he's doing Indiana Jones and like the next Elder Scrolls, but like, how do we know he's not leaving after his like?
Todd's gonna be gone too, because I mean,
He's
like
just gonna retire. He's gonna pull a Ken Levine and just like do his own thing. He's gonna leave.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, that's why that's what I feel too. Because like I mean, like if we're gonna look at for what it is, Starfield didn't do like what I did what Microsoft would like to have performed. And the shitty part was like it would have performed well if they had kept it multi-platform.
and I mean, did you see Sarah Bond's tweet this week?
I have not.
It was some stars and a planet and a green heart and a blue heart. And a lot of people thinks that means that
That
PlayStation
Starfield is
is
coming to PlayStation.
because that DLC is coming out soon, and it's going to launch alongside the DLC on
See,
PlayStation.
they could have sidestepped this whole fucking nightmare by just like keeping it multi-platform. This
Right.
was okay. This is why a section of gaming like lost trust in them. Because if I remember correctly, when the acquisition was happening, they said like anything that was already planned was not going to get messed with, and then they messed with Starfield.
They mess with a lot of things, man.
They mess with a lot of things, but they mess with Starfield, and Starfield I was interested in. Thank God it came like the Game Pass on Xbox, because like I was actually going to get it for PS5.
Yeah. And the thing, man, the thing is too is like, man, like the transition Xbox is making, they just need to rip the Band-Aid off for fans. Just say we're going to go multi-platform. We're still going to make a box that you can play on and your games will work on. And like the Xbox is just going to be a Game Pass delivery system, an easy
See,
plug
and
and play
that's
delivery system, and they're going to transition. Like, I think the brand Xbox is going to be gone in the next decade. It's going to be like Microsoft Gaming or Windows Gaming or something along those lines, because like if they're, I think the next Xbox is their last box. The next
You think
box
so?
is,
You think
yeah,
so?
yep.
Yeah, because
Mhm.
the rumors have it that Xbox is going to be like an app. Like
Mhm.
it's going to be on all smart devices, and all like like all smart devices, all
Mhm.
Android devices, stuff like that. They probably are just like throwing all of it into like cloud. At this point, you know, um,
Well, well,
well, cloud for gaming. I think we might be looking at Microsoft becoming the next Stadia, which that might not be a good thing.
well, I truly think that they're just slow stepping their way into becoming a third party, which is probably ideal for them at this point. I mean, they sold what, 800,000 units last quarter or something
Yeah.
worldwide, which is like a disastrous number for when Sony sold like 5 million units.
Hmm.
And I mean, I know that the
And that's the
box.
other thing too. That's the
Well,
other thing too. Can we talk real quickly about how delusional the gaming community is? Because the gaming community
mhm,
swears Xbox is winning.
mhm.
You know,
They
they swear Xbox is winning because of all these properties Microsoft has, now. And like yeah, like Sony needs like to be like double slapped across the face, like for some shit they pulled in the last 2 years alone. But I
yeah.
mean, like I I swear, like Microsoft can't catch. Even when Microsoft catches a win, they lose right now.
Yeah. Here's the thing. As somebody who primarily plays their games on Xbox at this point, like anything that's, not going to run like garbage on the Switch, like Xbox is my primary box. And I do love the Xbox. I love the ecosystem. I love the controller. I think it just functions better as a box, but like, I hate to break it to you guys, Xbox is losing pretty hard, and it comes down
Yeah.
to do with messaging. It comes down to do with last generation and losing the battle last generation in terms of accumulating a digital library. They've taught gamers how to not buy games and just wait for it to come to a subscription service. They've not put out first party games consistently. Like, I mean, look at that year when Halo Infinite came out, right? It was and some of these games were already on PC, so I don't even know if they really count, but like, and some of them were already multi-platform, right? So it was Gears Tactics, it was Flight Simulator, it was Psychonauts 2, it was Forza Horizon 5, and it was Halo Infinite. And that was a pretty solid year. I mean, Gears Tactics was a launch game, but like when you go the whole year, and then 2021 there was nothing, or 2022 there was nothing. 2023 there was a few decent things, but it was all carried by Bethesda, right? I mean, Hi-Fi Rush, Starfield, and what else?
That's 2023.
That's what I meant. 2023 was carried by Bethesda essentially. And then you buy Activision, and Diablo comes out, which it's just, and you look at their financials, you look at Xbox's financials, Activision carried them, and they would have been in the red if it wasn't for Activision. Mm-hmm. And because when they put out their financials, they put it with and without Activision, and it's hilariously embarrassing, the sales numbers.
I will say, because I did laugh at you guys like earlier this year when y'all were dooming and glooming this shit. But now, like like it's getting to the point where the writing's on the fucking wall now. So I'm not laughing at you guys now. I'm kind of laughing with y'all.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, earlier this year I was half kidding. I was like, man, I kind of feel like I invested in the wrong console, right? And like having a digital ecosystem on the wrong console.
The leadership of Xbox is letting you know you invested.
And I'm like,
the wrong platform.
I know this is like a fanboy thing talking, but like, I really feel like I invested in the wrong box, because like there are games on PlayStation that I like, but like I was playing most of my games on Xbox because I don't know, like that ecosystem in that console, but like it really sucks to like, and I know most of this is just my brain and how it works, but like,
no, honestly, for me too, I don't trust Phil anymore. Like, I kept on thinking, he's got a plan. He's got an idea. He's going to build up these studios, build up the library, build up Game Pass, and everything's going to be fine. And now, like, he's just shutting them down and going to say Game Pass might get its increase in price, and that some first-party titles aren't going to be on.
We saw that coming, though, didn't we?
Well, he also said that he's still mulling on whether or not Call of Duty will go on Game Pass day one. It's like, okay, so now you're reneging on your promise of no longer having your first-party titles.
They're starting to realize that day one first party is not working, and it's not working for their bottom line, because even though they get the subscriptions and stuff like that, they bank on the fact that people subscribe and forget. Like technically, for as much as I've used my Xbox Game Pass, PC Game Pass subscription, like I should have canceled that shit a long time ago.
I canceled my Xbox Game Pass for the first time ever this last week. Well, I don't use it. The only game I've played on my Xbox in the last, like, since probably February is Destiny.
Yeah.
Everything else has been either on PlayStation or on Switch.
Yeah, like I don't have PlayStation Plus, so I don't know why I'm hanging on to Xbox PC Game Pass. You know?
Yeah, and it's like I would rather just buy. I would rather just go buy my games now. Like I don't trust that my investment in the box is gonna last the next 10 years. I don't know if it's gonna last the next 5 or 6 years.
Do you even know if it's going to last the next this year?
No, like, and that's
That's
and
the
that's
sad
the
thing.
and that's the problem, right? Is
Yeah.
like their messaging is terrible. They refuse to clarify, right? I think that podcast, quote unquote, they did was it made people ask more questions than given answers, right?
I was about to say I don't
Business
think
as
I don't think
usual,
it was so
guys.
much. I don't think it was so much they refused to clarify. They didn't know how to. They didn't know what to clarify.
Yeah, and so I just and I don't put this on any of the developers that Xbox owns, right? Like I'm very excited for Ninja Theory's Hellblade 2. Although I saw a ton of memes today showing like the
they're in
sweating
trouble.
Jordan Peele of like, oh, they're looking at Tango Gameworks put out a successful game that didn't sell 10 million units and maybe they're next. And it's like
And
I
it's-
wouldn't put it past them
All
to
of them
be
are next.
first.
Even Obsidian's next. I mean,
Senua is so niche that I know for sure they're going to be on the chopping block.
Yeah, and it's like that sucks. That sucks so bad, man.
just
Because
to give you an idea, they just started marketing Senua today. Like
Well, I mean,
they hardly marketed that game, and it comes out in 2 weeks.
they've been marketing that for like 6 years. I think they've marketed it too much, in my opinion. It's an 8-hour game, and they've shown 4 trailers. Like, and they've put out all these Vidocs and interviews, and like it's been at the Game Awards 3 times, and I think they've marketed it a lot, which is not great for a game that's 8 hours. I think they should have waited a little bit.
Okay, well, I'm talking about like not necessarily trailers. I'm talking about banners. Get your ads like out there now to
Yeah.
encourage people. Hey, the game comes out in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I understand. It's just, Xbox has always been terrible at marketing their games, though. They've always been bad. Even the only game they're good at marketing is Halo and Gears. Those are the 2 games they're good at marketing. Every
God
other game
bless
they've ever put
Mountain
out.
Dew for helping them out with that.
Yeah. Yeah. Doritos have Master Chief on them.
Taco Bell.
Yeah, man, Taco Bell sounds so good right now.
Yeah, it does.
I'm very confused as a fan of Xbox. I have been since the 360, right? Like a pretty big fan of Xbox since the 360. I had an original Xbox, but I don't really.
360 was the glory days.
And like, when Don Matrick messed everything up in 2013 and Phil Spencer took over, everybody was excited, right? Including me. And I still, like I said earlier, I still think Phil is a great personality. He's a great kind of figurehead for Xbox, like a spokesperson for Xbox. I think Xbox is turning into what Microsoft wants to be, and that is a services and subscriptions company, right? Microsoft has always been that. And Xbox is kind of really their only piece of hardware aside from the Surface, right? Like I feel like that's what Microsoft wants them to be, and I feel like that's the direction they're moving. If you have a PC, great. I wouldn't be surprised if there were third-party Xboxes at some point, like the way that Steam was doing their Steam box, Steam box. That's what it was called, right? Steam box.
Yeah.
Steam.
Yeah.
Steam box. Yeah. And that really sucks. That really sucks. It feels like you said earlier, LeRon, like Google, and they're just kind of half-assing it at this point, and like they don't really know what they're doing. It's I don't know. I feel bad for the developers that they've purchased and that they're going through all this, right? I feel bad that Tango Gameworks put out has put out some pretty decent games, and even Hi-Fi Rush was an incredible game. It was awesome. It was unique. It was
award winning.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you close an award-winning studio. You close I mean, Arkane Austin, mostly a support studio on Dishonored, but like still now, like, you don't have a home base presence of Arkane, right? You merge your two mobile studios into an MMO studio. Like, I know consolidation is a big part of acquisition, right? It always has been and it always will be. It's just they just haven't been very diligent about running these studios, and the studios are paying the prices and not the people at the top. And that's what's frustrating, I think, is like you see the hardworking people who are making the games for us to enjoy suffering because people don't know how to make good decisions at the top, who get paid millions of dollars to make these decisions, mind you. And they're not making good decisions, and they're not making mid to long term decisions. They're making short term decisions to stay alive and stay relevant. And they're just I'm kind of tired of it, and I'm kind of tired of supporting the brand for doing this. And this is somebody who loves my Xbox Series X. I love that console.
No, we got to remember at the end it's just a corporation, another soulless machine that, care less like what your opinion is, as long as the people who are financing them are happy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think maybe it hurts a little bit more because I think Xbox's like leadership has been more public approaching than Sony and Nintendo has been the last half decade or so, right? I mean, Nintendo hasn't been really personality driven since Reggie and Iwata, right? I mean, and Sony kind of pushed Shuhei aside, and Jim Ryan was kind of just like, the guy.
Let's face it, Sony started losing that public interest when Kevin Butler got fired.
Oh man, Kevin Butler was awesome.
He was.
You know why he got fired, right?
Because he had a Mario or something behind him.
He was in a
commercial. He had a Wii.
He was in a commercial where a Wii was in the commercial. He wasn't even playing it. The Wii was just in the background. And he got fired for that.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. LeRon, do you have anything to say from you're the PC guy, you're more involved in Windows than either of us, I would say, just from a working standpoint, from a gaming standpoint. How do you feel from that perspective, I guess?
I don't know. Like I feel like I've always been a cynic, behind this, because I feel like sometimes, like, man, like they just don't they, the landscape of gaming is definitely changing to the point where, it's like, I maybe maybe this is just a result of these console wars things that, we say don't really exist anymore, because like it's like this wild ass culture war that's going on here. Like, Xbox has a phenomenal brand. It does. And Xbox has just as phenomenal a brand as like Sony has with their brand of PlayStation, and Nintendo has their brand of like their electronic gaming division, stuff like that. So like it is just weird, and a lot of mistakes have been made for sure. I will, the hill I will die on is that they did way too much focusing on Xbox Game Pass. They way too much focusing on it.
Yeah, but wouldn't you argue that they had to do that to kind of try to level the playing field?
Stay relevant.
Yeah.
Maybe, but I think ultimately just maybe, but I think it just I don't know. I think stupid people are behind the wheel. That's just the best I can. That's just the best I can say, you know. And like in all seriousness, like like from a PC gamer standpoint, PC gaming might be the only people who will keep these people in business. You know.
Yeah. It's I don't know. I really feel like Xbox is going to be a third party very, very soon. And I don't know how that works becoming a third party and also making hardware, but to me that just means that hardware I just feel like their hardware is going to just be a delivery service for Game Pass at this point. Like if you don't own a PC or a mobile device or whatever that you don't want to play, cloud game on, because clearly PlayStation and Nintendo do not want Xbox Game Pass on their platform, right?
Yeah.
That's very clear because they've obviously tried.
Yeah.
They very clearly have tried and they were unsuccessful, which is why they're just selling their games there now. And so for me, I think if you're a Game Pass subscriber and you don't want to play on PC, the Xbox is going to be your Game Pass box. And I think that's all they care about. I truly think that's what they're going to transition into. And Xbox leadership is going to be gone soon, I feel like. And that's the new leadership is going to come in and be the conservative Microsoft leadership group and be like, hey, we own all these studios. Maybe we start selling them off. We're going to, ride out this next generation of Xbox, and maybe we'll just get out of hardware altogether.
Yeah.
I don't know. It really sucks. It really just really pisses me off. And I know that's such a fanboy thing to say, right? That's such a fanboy thing to do and say, but I don't know. I feel like I'm angry ranting now, so I'm going to stop.
I mean, it's well deserved.
Yeah. I don't know, but here's the thing though. Like every time a game comes out, I'm going to second guess buying it on Xbox now.
Right?
1,000%. 1,000%.
As you should.
So, all right. Our next topic, Pat.
Yep.
You brought this to our attention.
Yep, I brought this to our attention 2 days ago before people actually did have legitimate complaints. Before that, though, I was actually questioning, do we actually have legitimate problems in our gaming community, or are people just trying to bitch for, no reason at all?
Yeah.
And and this is coming off the coattails of the whole like Stellar Blade, 2 inches of fabric equals censorship, and the whole PSN and the communication error that PC gamers are refusing to take 2 minutes of their time to fill out a PSN ID. It's like, are these legitimate problems, or are we just saying they're legitimate and then just so that we can fight?
LeRon, you want to go first?
Sure, I'll go first.
He's adjusting everybody.
Get comfy, everyone.
Okay, so I absolutely feel like gamers are always looking for reasons to bitch, in all seriousness, because I mean, some of the ridiculousness that goes on, like, oh, okay, you know what? Here's the best way to say it. Gamers focus on the wrong damn things. Like, yeah, like for as fast as you were up in arms about like what's going on with Xbox right now, like, like you should definitely be focused on that more. You should be focused on censorship in video games, because censorship is always going to be there. There's always going to be something that pushes buttons, and it's because we're all different territories and stuff like that. Like Dead Space was not even allowed to launch in Japan because of censorship issues and stuff like that. But yeah, another game like floats by, without any. Was it Dead Space or was it? Yeah, I want to say it was. I gotta look it up now because I feel like I'm confused.
I thought it was Dead Space.
Yeah, I believe it was Dead Space.
With the blood.
Yeah, what was
too
that?
violent.
Yeah, that's right. Well, yeah, with the body physics and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Catherine is Dead. That's a game that got highly censored on like all sides of the pond. Like yeah. As a matter of fact, it got retroactively censored because like it was on the PlayStation Store and a couple other storefronts in a demo form, and when the full game came out, like it was different from what was in the demo.
Mhm.
Stuff like that. But gamers are always looking for reasons to bitch, stuff like that. Like back when we had shoot, what was his name? Like like God, I'm so bad with names. I'm so sorry. Like he was like Corey was like a few weeks ago. Corey was like
Oh,
all
Lord Cognito.
Mhm.
Thank you. I knew it was Cognito, but I could not remember the first part of it. Yeah, because like we had remember that conversation we had behind all the stuff that's going on with Tekken 8 and like the monetization and the stores and all this stuff, the storefronts and all this stuff.
Hmm.
You know, uh, I get emotionally exhausted sometimes, like reading through some of this stuff because like I am literally just trying to like when it comes to like all this gaming news and stuff like that, I am literally just trying to like get all the facts, and figure out where the talking points are, and then you see some of the most asinine stuff, in comment pools and threads and stuff like that, and it's like, are you even talking about what the topic is, and things like that nature and stuff like that, when like yeah, Xbox gamers, being fleeced, and saying like, yeah, all of your games are going to be in one place and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden they're in 7 different places now, stuff like that. That's the shit y'all should be bitching about. Placed, like the Helldiver situation, yeah, like ultimately, like even though I explained earlier, like I knew exactly where this is coming from. Yeah, that's something you should bitch about, but in response to that whole thing though, right? Review bombing, I'm still straddling the fence on review bombing because like review bombing doesn't always work the way people want it to. Like and a lot of people are thinking the review bombing campaign for Helldivers like fixed that situation, but I've seen times when review bombing has put people out of jobs, and put good developers out of jobs and stuff like that. And I just realized something because like I was thinking about this whole thing with Tango Gameworks and all that stuff. Um, remember when Shinji Mikami like just up and left? And I was like, something doesn't seem right about this.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you listened to the interview that he did with some publication, but he said he wanted to leave for something like 8 years. He's been wanting to leave.
Yeah, but it's wild though because like he created that studio.
Yeah, but he is not an executive. He wasn't an executive at that studio. He's just a producer.
Oh, he was not.
No, which I
Oh,
didn't know, which I had no
oh,
idea. I thought he
I thought
was.
he was. I thought
Yeah,
he was.
I also thought he was, but he was not. I learned all this on a podcast yesterday.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, he was just a producer and like associated with a lot of things, and he also like his new studio is going to start making the reason why he was so enamored with doing Hi-Fi Rush is because he's tired of being associated with horror games, and he
Uh-huh.
wants to make
Oh yeah,
smaller.
I did remember seeing a quote about him saying that, which like yeah, like I understand it. I understand that part. Yeah.
Yeah, and so he wants to make smaller games like that
Uh,
at his new studio and kind of use his studio as a jumping off point for new developers, which is kind of
yeah.
neat. Um, so that's cool. But yeah, I mean, like I'm glad he finally took the jump because that's man,
Yeah, because like it was looking like a freaking dumpster fire.
yeah. Which clearly it turned into one.
Yeah. um. Uh. Yeah, but gamers look for more reasons to bitch than they do look for legitimate problems. Like if we want to talk about the if we want to talk about something like real like what's a real problem, like it might be perception, it might not be perception and stuff like that. Getting unfinished games released, and stuff like that, and paying full price for them and stuff like that. You know what? I'd rather a game that is still technically, like got stuff on the cutting room floor it needs to be put in there. I'd rather they launch that bitch at $40, like current, like for the current generation, and then the additional stuff. just go ahead and give us a $30 expansion. Guess what? It all leads up to $70 anyway. So yeah, what's the harm? Like if you're gonna give us a half-ass game, give us that game at a half-ass price, and then when the rest of it's finished, finish charging us for that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I feel like that is something that like we can bitch about, and it's a legitimate problem in gaming. Another thing that's legitimate in gaming is like when studios phone in like freaking games like and this is one of those ones I'm gonna point at Nintendo for like that the last couple of Pokemon games. Come on, guys, what the fuck, and the fact that Nintendo. Like Nintendo was like, oh, we'll make sure it's right. And shit ain't been done yet.
Yeah, well, that's Pokemon for you. I mean,
Let's see what else. I mean, like even some of my favorite companies have done some bullshit. Like Monster Hunter Rise came out. Monster now I believe like they did more diving and researching into it and found Monster Hunter Rise came out incomplete because like a lot of people got like cold stopped. At Hunter Rank 8. Hunter Rank 8, like anyone can get Hunter Rank 8 in like 36 hours.
Bro, the game didn't have an ending until they patched it in.
Until they patched it in, yeah, like stuff like that. And that's Capcom, one of my favorite companies of all time. That's Monster Hunter, my number one franchise ever. Like I mean, like Monster Hunter has been my jam. Monster Hunter was my jam and replaced Street Fighter for my jam. And that's another Capcom game that's also had problematic issues the last 3 iterations out the door.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, like stupid shit, like if we're gonna go to the censorship thing in Stellar Blade, is that little bit of fabric ruining your game?
Absolutely not. In fact, I think the sheer fabric makes it even sexier.
Yeah, I've seen the pictures and I was like, man, this looks better. You know what I mean? And
And you know what? They're over. I think they're supposed to be like in the end 70 costumes that you can get. There are plenty of costumes that you can easily just look up skirt or see that pelvic bone or, get more booby. Hell, the one that got censored, if you just turn it 90 degrees to the side boob. Like
yeah,
very detailed side boob.
and see that's the other problem too. Like that's the other problem too. Now I'm finding a reason to bitch, right? Because
Mhm.
I'm like certain gamers are just fucking horn dogs and whatnot. I'm like it's not even real.
We
Why are
call
we
them gooners.
I'm like, why are we bitching at like virtual tits and ass?
Gosh, yeah, I've actually read some of those comments, and it's disgusting. It's
There
they're saying it's
there's
because she is an object in the game that it's not sexualizing, because she has no feelings and they can do whatever the hell they want. They've even used that excuse for like young the younger ones, like the ones that look like they're 12 or 13 years old. It's like it's not a real person, it's an object. Therefore, I can think sexually about this.
I mean, some of this shit's just weird though. Like I know guys that will not play third person games. Like if the lead's a male character because they don't want to look at the back of at his ass like the entire time they're playing the game and stuff like that. I'm like, you're fucking weird.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh,
like and as I do all the time when I'm on these shows, I was like, if you want to talk to me about this at Exodus 803 on the social medias. Like let's have a conversation because like as far as I'm concerned, this is some weird shit that y'all are up on, and I do not understand. I do not understand. And I don't know. Like I guess they're gonna come at me and say, "Well, you're bisexual, so it shouldn't fucking matter to you." I'm like, it doesn't matter to me because it's a fucking game. Like if anything, I'm imagining myself as like Nathan Drake, Samus Aran, whoever the fuck is the main character and stuff like that. Like I'm the hero in this game, and that thing on the screen is just a personification of me being the hero because I'm controlling the actions. The game is not playing itself. What's wrong? people, people are dumb. People are dumb.
people are dumb, man. I got to tell you, man. I feel like I feel like I wasted all my ranting on Xbox earlier, but I'm also angry at Xbox. That's it.
okay.
But yeah, I agree with what LeRon said. People are just dumb. I think the internet gives you a faceless place to be whatever you want without any consequences, and I think that's really ruined a lot
Yep.
of a
Yep.
lot of criticism in general, right? I mean,
Mhm.
it started with message boards in the late 90s, early 2000s, right? Like it started with that, and then obviously the birth of social media like really took it to the next level, and now everybody can have their little anime girl icons and bitch and moan for 3 weeks, and then their account gets banned, and then they'll create a new one, um, and start all over.
It's just weird.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
Wow. I didn't realize I was gonna go on as big of a tear as I did, but in all seriousness, I look at a lot of this stuff and it's like and it's manufactured because like the stuff that we should be talking about does not get enough like recognition and stuff like that. Like for the fact like here's something and this is me going after a company that I know and love, Sony. Like why are we doing iterative software? Like when like it feels like this console generation has not ever taken off. You know, you know,
yeah,
why are we doing this?
yeah,
Um, like Nintendo, like stop circle jerking us with will stop edging us with this fucking Switch 2 stuff. You know,
yeah, right.
stop it.
Yeah, I mean, at least they said something, at least, like, at this point,
Yeah,
instead
they
of
said
people just
something.
being like, well, is there going to be a direct in June? The last 75 years, there's been a direct in June, so there's going to be a direct in June. Is Zelda coming? I don't know. How many
That's
more Zelda games are we going to put out?
and that's their fan base. Like
I know.
I hate to say it, that's their fan base.
I'm aware.
Like
As somebody who runs a Nintendo podcast there, LeRon, I'm well aware. Stupid fan base. Not all of them are stupid, just the loud, obnoxious ones.
yeah, yeah.
So I don't know. Pat disappeared. Is he pooping?
He might be.
Hmm. Maybe next time. Maybe next time I introduce him, we should call him PK Poopin. Pat Klein. PK Power Poopin. I don't know. I don't know. What do you, LeRon? What are you looking forward to this summer before we get out of here? I was gonna wait for Pat to come back, so I'm just stalling. But
What am I looking for this summer?
what are you looking forward to? Yeah.
I would. What as far as gaming? I don't even know. Like right now, what's I don't know what's on the horizon right now. Like I mean, wait, there's a June game coming. Oh, well, no, Ghost of Tsushima is next week. I'm looking forward to that. That's and technically we are in the summer season as far as like gaming, music, entertainment goes. So yeah, like I'm definitely looking for Ghost of Tsushima. I want to know where's my date for Metal Slug Tactics at. Like that's starting to bother me now.
Yeah, I don't know. Ask Embracer Group.
We're never getting the game then. There we go. We're never getting the game. That there it is,
Yeah, sorry, LeRon.
eh, hey, like I held out for so long on Advance Wars 1 and 2 reboot camp, so might as well put another tactical game on, on the infinite wish list.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't know. I'm sorry. I was kind of looking forward to that too because I thought it looked really good.
It
Um,
it looks amazing,
yeah,
like yeah, and like you know what? That's another thing like that we should be fighting about. Like we should be fighting about the fact that all these companies that don't know what the fuck they're doing acquire all these other smaller companies because they want a giant piece of this fucking pie and they don't do anything with it or they screw them over and stuff like that. The fact that like for using Embracer Group for example, the fact that like they swallowed up a whole bunch of companies and properties and stuff like that and didn't even give those guys time to cook before like it was just cut off. That's insane. That's fucked up. Microsoft is doing the same thing right now. That's insane and that's fucked up. But yet everybody want the bitch about Sony closing down like Japan studio and some of those places, stuff that like was not no longer fitting with their business model. And I know everybody's gonna say, oh, their business model is like catering to the West. And like, no, like their games weren't selling even in the territories they were catered to. stuff like that. But everyone, was like pitchforks and torches, about that stuff, right?
Mhm.
Um, gaming goes through some weird trends and stuff like that. Uh, like as popular as Western RPGs are, like Mass Effect and Elder Scrolls and stuff like that. Like there's also a market other places for stuff like the quirky JRPGs and stuff like that. JRPGs are in a renaissance right now. Like it's like a boom of JRPGs now. Like JRPGs was like a dead genre for like a decade.
I know. I mean, like you look at like Trails of whatever is
Yeah,
huge. Like Final Fantasy's back in a huge way. Kingdom Hearts is coming back at some point in the
I
next
wish Kingdom Hearts. I wish Kingdom
4
Hearts would
years.
just stay gone.
Oh, I like Kingdom Hearts.
I liked Kingdom Hearts. I just, like it just doesn't. I don't know. Well, I mean, Stephanie and I wrote an article about how Kingdom Hearts broke our heart. You
Yeah.
know,
No, that's fair.
so I mean, like I, I
No, I get
haven't
it.
gotten, I haven't gotten over the breakup. That's all.
Yeah, that's fair. I get it.
No, I understand. I understand. No, it's got a devoted fan base, and in all seriousness, like it's got a beloved, like rich history and whatnot. So yeah, I get it. But you know,
Yeah.
yeah. You know, here's one thing I will say though. Like are are gamers the reason why like games as a service, is doing what it's doing? Because I don't think it's always on the developers for this. Like I feel like I feel like certain games as a service came out, they were so well that like companies business has trends, like stuff like that. When it's why we have like Star Wars and Star Trek and Aliens and Predator and all that stuff, because like a certain thing had a breakthrough hit and everybody wanted to like ride the coattails and stuff like that, and like some of the stuff that goes on in video games is all the same, like games as a service. That's the new thing that I think everybody likes to hate. But I think where a lot of people don't realize is though is like if we go back as far as like Fortnite and PUBG, like let's just use those for as an example, right? Like Fortnite and PUBG like spent so much time in like alpha phase, in early access
Mhm.
that by the time that it got big, like to what it was, like it was because like we the gamers were investing so much in a game that was incomplete. And you know what? If I'm being honest, like the stuff that we did back then with those games is the stuff that's still happening now with all these other games as service, like Suicide Squad killed the Justice League,
Mhm.
Battlefield 2042,
More
stuff
like
like that.
Suicide Squad killed the Rocksteady.
Yikes.
Hey, sorry.
Yeah. Now,
Talk about a
unlike
bunch
now,
of studios that are going to close soon anyway, too.
Now,
Jeez.
now, unlike Arcane Austin, like this is a game they did want to work. Suicide Squad's a game they wanted to work on. So like we we can't say something went off the rails. As far as like the shareholders went.
Right. Well, you know what we don't have? Shareholders.
Thank God.
So you know
Not
what we can do?
yet.
We can
Anything we want.
we can get on out of here.
Hell yeah. No one's going to tell me to stay behind and do my job.
Oh. Oh.
Not yet, at least.
I'm my own boss, damn it.
Who is?
Me.
Oh. Okay. Well, speaking of bosses,
Stop telling me what to do.
Jesus Christ. Oh man. All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for watching and or listening to this episode of the Boss Rush podcast. I almost forgot what show this was. You can check us out every Monday on your podcast service of choice. You can check out Boss Rush After Dark. You can check out Nintendo Power Block, Spotlight Podcasts, all those things. Patreon, you can get it all early, ad free. for just $1. Check it out. Pat, LeRon, thank you for your time tonight,
Yes.
as always. Stephanie, we miss you. We hope you.
Sorry, I'm just texting my man Crush, letting him know it's about that time.
Oh my gosh, man, you are just.
He's on top of him.
He's something. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. Check out bossrush.net. Follow us at Boss Rush Network on all social media platforms you wish to be on. And until next time,
Patreon.
we love you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.
So long.
If you want to see how you can become a Patreon producer, head on over to patreon.com/BossRushNetwork. The Patreon producers for this month are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Christian S., Sana Deering, Francisco Santillan, Matthew Keel, and Todd Oxtra. Thanks for your continued support of the Boss Rush Network.